Girivaradari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari.
Yashodanandana Vrajajana Rama.
Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana
Yamuna
Yamuna Tiravanachari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Jaya Gauranitai Jaya, Gauranitai Jaya, Gauranitai Jaya, Gauranitai.
Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Sai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Sai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nam Sankirtan Yajna ki
Jai,
Tara Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki
Jai,
Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Should I share Mataji or?
If you can, Mataji, please.
No, it says disabled. Who's disabled?
Try now, Mataji.
Yeah.
Try it now, Sumati. It's saying that you're co-host.
Yes, Mataji, thank you. Yeah, I can see that now. You can see my screen?
Jai. Perfect.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya
Narayanam Namaskritya
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devi Saraswati Vyasam
Devi
Saraswati Vyasam
Vyasam
Tado Jayamudiraye
Tato Jayam Udire
Nashtaprayeshu Amatreshu
Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Tiruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki.
Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome you all. And we are reading from Srimad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 5, and Text 20. Please repeat after me. तस्मात् भवतो हृदयेन जातः
तस्मात् भवन्तो हृदयेन जाताः
सर्वे महीयां सममो सनाभम्
सर्वे महीयां सममुसनाभम्
अक्लिष्टबुद्ध्या भरतं भजत्वाम्
अक्लिष्टबुद्ध्या भरतं भजध्वम्
शुश्रूषणां तद्भरणां प्रजानाम्
शुश्रूषणं तद्भरणां प्रजानाम्
तस्मात् भवन्तो हृदयेन जातः
तस्मात् भवन्तो हृदयेन जातः
सर्वे महीयां सममं सनाभम्
सर्वे महीयां सममुसनाभम्
अक्लिष्टबुद्ध्या भरतं भजत्वाम्
अक्लिष्टबुद्ध्या भरतं भजध्वम्
शुश्रूषणां तत्परणां प्रजानाम्
शुश्रूषणां तद्भरणं प्रजानाम्
तस्मात् भवतो हृदये जातः
तस्मात्
भवन्तो
भवन्तो
हृदयेन
हृदयेन
जाताः
जातः
सर्वे महीयां सममं सनाभम्
सर्वे
सर्वे
महीयां
महीयां
सममुसनाभम्
सममुसनाभम्
अक्लिष्टबुद्ध्या भरतं भजत्वाम्
अक्लिष्टबुद्ध्या
भरतं
भरतं
भजध्वम्
शुश्रूषणां तद्भरणां प्रजानाम्
शुश्रूषणं तद्भरणं
तद्भजनं
प्रजानाम्
प्रजानाम् तस्मात् भवन्तो हृदयेन जातः
तस्मात् भवन्तो
हृदयेन जाता
जाता
सर्वे महीयां सममुसनाभम्
सर्वे
सर्वे
महीयां
महीयां सममं
सममुसनाभम्
सनाभम्
अक्लिष्टबुद्ध्या भरतं भजध्वम्
अक्लिष्टबुद्ध्या भरतं भजध्वम्
भजत्वाम्
शुश्रूषणं तद् वर्णं प्रजानाम्
शुश्रूषणं
शुश्रूषणां
तद्भरणं
तद्भरणां
प्रजानाम्
प्रजानाम्
तस्मात् भवन्तो हृदयेन जाता
तस्मात् भवन्तो
भवन्तो
हृदयेन
हृदयेन
जातः
जातः
सर्वे महीयां सममुं सनाभम्
सर्वे
सर्वे
महीयां
महीयां
सममुसनाभम्
सनाभम्
अक्लिष्टबुद्ध्या भरतं भजध्वम्
अक्लिष्टबुद्ध्या भरतं भजध्वम्
शुश्रूषणं तद्भरणं प्रजानाम्
शुश्रूषणं तद्भरणं प्रजानाम्
तस्माद् भवन्तो हृदयेन जाताः
तस्मात्
तस्मात्
भवन्तो
भवन्तो
हृदयेन
हृदयेन जातः
सर्वे महीयां सममं सनाभम्
सर्वे
सर्वे महीयां
समागम्
सममुसनाभम्
अक्लिस्तबुद्ध्या भरतं भज त्वाम्
अक्लिष्टबुद्ध्या
भरतं
भरतं भजध्वम्
भजत्वाम्
शुश्रूषाणं तदभरणं प्रजानाम्
शुश्रूषणं
शुश्रूषणं
तद्भरणं
तद्भरणां प्रजानाम्
प्रजानाम्
We'll read word word translation. Oh, sorry, Prabhuji. Okay.
ज्ञान जाता
तस्मात्
तस्मात्
भवन्तो
भवन्तो
हृदयेन
हृदयेन
जातः
जाता
सर्वे महीयां समअमून सन्दमहम्
सर्वे
सर्वे
मह्यां
महीयां
समहं
सममुसनाभम्
सनाभम्
इष्टबुद्ध्या भरतं भजाद्वः
अक्लेशबुद्ध्या
भरतं
भरतं भजध्वम्
कुशनारहताद्भर्जना भजानदाम्
शुश्रूषणं प्रजानाम्
Thank you so much. We'll read word to word translation. Tasmat.
Tasmat,
Therefore, because I am
therefore,
the Supreme.
because I am the Supreme,
Because I am the Supreme,
Bhavantaha.
Bhavanta,
You.
you
Hridayena. From my heart.
from my heart,
Jataha. Born. Sarve. All. Mahiyamsam.
the best.
Amam.
Amam,
That.
that,
Anabham.
so, Nabham,
Brother. Aklishta Buddhya.
Akshtabudhya,
With your intelligence.
with your
Without
intelligence,
material contamination.
Without
material contamination.
Bharata.
Bharatam.
Bharata. Bhajatvam.
Bhajadvam.
Just try to serve.
Just trying to serve.
Shushushana.
Shushushana.
Service.
Service.
That.
That.
Bharanam Prajana.
Bharanam Prajana.
For the
citizens.
Translation. Please repeat after me. My dear boys.
My dear boys,
You are born of my heart.
you are all
born
of my heart,
Which is the seat of all spiritual qualities.
which
which
is
is the seat of all spiritual qualities.
Therefore, you should not be like materialistic and envious men.
You should not be like materialistic and envious men.
You should accept your eldest brother,
You should accept your eldest brother,
Bharata,
Bharata,
who is exalted in devotional service.
who is exalted in devotional service.
If you engage yourself in Bharata's service,
if
If
you
you
engage
engage yourself in
service,
Bharat's service,
your service to him will
your
include my
service to
service.
him,
your service to him will include my service.
And you will rule the citizens automatically.
and you will rule the citizens automatically.
Followed by His Divine Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. In this verse, Hridaya indicates the heart, which is also Uraha, the chest. The heart is situated within the chest. Although instrumentally the son is born with the aid of the genitals, he is actually born from within the heart. According to the heart situation, the semen takes the form of a body. Therefore, according to Vedic system, when one begets a child, his heart should be purified through ritualistic ceremony known as Garbhadhana. Rishabhadev's heart was always uncontaminated and spiritual. Consequently, all the sons born from the heart of Rishabhadeva were spiritually inclined. Nonetheless, Rishabhadeva suggested that his eldest son was superior and he advised the others to serve him. All the brothers of Bharata Maharaj were advised by Rishabhadeva to adhere to Bharata's service. The question may be asked, why one should be attached to family members? For in the beginning, it was advised that one should not be attached to home and family. However, it is not advised. However, it is also advised Mahishaya Mahiyasa Pada Rajobhisheka. One has to serve the Mahiyan, one who is very spiritually advanced. Mahat Seva Dwaram Ahur Vimukte. By serving the Mahat, the exalted devotee, one's path for liberation is open. The family of Rishabhadeva should not be compared to an ordinary materialistic family. Bharata Maharaj, Rishabhadeva's eldest son, was specifically very exalted. For this reason, the other sons were advised to serve him for his pleasure. That was to be their duty. The Supreme Lord was advising Bharata Maharaja to be the chief ruler of the planet. This is the real plan of the Supreme Lord. In the battle of Kurukshetra, we find that Lord Krishna wanted Maharaj Yudhishthira to be the supreme emperor of this planet. He never wanted Duryodhana to take the post. As stated in previous verse, Lord Rishabhadeva's heart is Hridayam Yatra Dharmaha. The characteristics Dharma is also explained in Bhagavad Gita. Surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. To protect Dharma, Paritrayana Sadhuna, the Lord always wants the rulers of this earth to be devotee. Then everything goes so nicely for the benefit of everyone. As soon as a demon rules the earth, everything becomes chaotic. At the present moment, the world is inclined toward democratic process, but the people in general are all contaminated by the modes of passion and ignorance. Consequently, they cannot select the right person to head the government. The president is selected by the votes of ignorant Shudras. Therefore, another Shudra is selected, and immediately the entire government becomes polluted. If people strictly followed the principles of Bhagavad Gita, they would elect a person who is the Lord's devotee. Then, automatically, there would be a good government. Rishabhadeva therefore recommended Bharata Maharaja as the emperor of this planet. Serving a devotee means serving the Supreme Lord. For a devotee always represents the Lord. When the devotee is in charge, the government is always congenial and beneficial for everyone. Brilliant purport. Om Ajnanathimandasya Jnananjalashaya Chakshurunmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapanantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsya Shri Guru Vaishnavams Sadvaitam Savadotam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Itam Tam Sachivam Hare Krishna Karuna Sindho Dhinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpastarpyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaurabhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome you all again for this beautiful discussion of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So today we just read the verse 20 from Canto 5 and chapter 5. So this is a very, very crucial part of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and crucial part of this particular chapter where the instructions are given. So we read Shastras to learn to how to live. So those instructions are very, very important. So we'll see who is speaking here. We have been hearing wonderful class by different devotees over the last few weeks on this. So Rishabh Dev is speaking here. So we need to understand who is speaking and to whom and why it is, the context as well. So Lord Rishabhadev, he himself declared in the just verse before his identity. He is idham shariram mama durvibhavyam. So he's my transcendental body. So it's, even though it looks like a human form, I'm not a material person. I'm a supreme personality of Godhead, and that's inconceivable. And he's also explaining about his heart, which is sattvam. He me hridayam yatra dharmaha. The heart is situated, is a seat of a dharma. It's so pure, it's not touched by any modes. So that is what Rishabhdev's position is. He's none other than Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he's speaking to his sons. That's why in this verse, it begins with Tasmat. So therefore, so the context is, I'm the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now I'm speaking. Therefore, so this, I'm spiritual and you are my sons. You're also spiritual. So when we try to understand in further pages of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, who are Rishabhdev's sons? So we know from the previous verses, Rishabhdev and his wife Jayanti had 100 sons. The first son is Bharata, and whose name, after his reign, the whole planet is named as Bharatavarsha. We read it in previous verses. So his exalted personality, Bharata Maharaj, and we read about his life, glorious life, and how he went back to Godhead in from chapter 7 to chapter 14. Elaborate descriptions we see. So Rishabdev is speaking to such glorious personalities. And out of 100, the first one is Bharata, and the 9 other sons are Mahabhagavatas. They're exalted. They're called Nava Yogendras. We hear their glories, their instructions in Canto 11. So they're glorious personalities. And the rest of them are perfected Brahmanas. So all of them, because they're coming, as Lord says, you're coming from my heart, you are pure. And Rishabdev is instructing them. In this verse, he's instructing, don't be envious. So he instructs, don't you use your intelligence and you serve your brother. That it doesn't mean that they are envious. It doesn't mean that they are entangled, as all the verses before we have read. So sense gratification, they are not doing anything as such, but the instructions are given to them just as a reminder. And also, we always have to understand in every section of the scripture where the instructions are given to the others, it is for us, isn't it? In Śrīmad-Bhāgavad-Gīta is spoken to Arjuna, who is a pure devotee. He doesn't need any of those instructions. You're not body, you're not soul. He is a pure devotee, eternal devotee of the Lord. But he is made an instrument so that we all get the message. Similarly, here, Rishabdev is teaching these very core principles of human life, how to lead and how to rule, all that principles which we will discuss further. So it is for all of us. So we have to take every word of Rishabdev's instruction very seriously and implement in our life. So the first instruction Rishabdev says, isn't it? In this chapter, Nayam Deho Deha Bhajamra Loke Kashtan Kaman Arhate Vitpujanye Tapo Divyam Putrakayena Satvam Shuddhyet Yasmad Brahma Saukyam Tvanantam. So he starts with such a strong lesson that this human body is given should not be used for simply sense gratification, which is available even for hogs and dogs. So one should engage in austerity. One should to attain the devotional service of the Lord. So that is a message that Rishabdev started, but he himself is following. Even though he's a supreme personality of Godhead, he doesn't have to do it. He is about to take the path of renunciation. So he's instructing his sons, who are the next rulers. So whatever he's teaching, he's following himself as well, even though he doesn't have to do it. So that's why these instructions are very, very important. And then in the whole 13 verses, we see how the important instructions of how human form is important, how the material attachment binds, all this information is given. The warnings are given in the first 13 verses. And then we see from the 14th verse, Rishabdev is giving the remedies. See, we all are in this world, material world, which is Dukkalama Shashvata. So we can't just say this is Dukkalayam every single day and keep crying. This is a material world. We are in the prison house. No. But there is a solution. We have to contemplate on the remedy that Rishabdev is giving. Hearing about the Krishna, serving the Lord, and the association of devotees. The solutions are given until verse 17. And verse 18 comes very, very, very strong instruction. The responsibility of each of us, any supervisor, superior, that in this life, like a mother, father, teacher, ruler, all of them, the very important instruction is given. Don't accept the position of a father or a guru unless you are delivering your dependence. So that is a big, strong lesson that Rishabdev is giving. Be responsible. And in 19, as we just discussed, the glorious, the transcendental nature of the Lord is revealed. And we're in text 20. In text 20, previously in 18, the responsibility of superiors are clearly defined. Here, the responsibility of the followers, practical application. Everyone is even though if I'm a mother, and again, I'm also a follower of someone, right? I'm a mother to my children, but I'm a follower to husband. So everyone plays both the roles. So responsibility of followers. So one should serve the great devotee. That itself is a service to me. So that is an important lesson. And we have read such a profound, beautiful purport that Srila Prabhupada has written, which has so many lessons. So many lessons that we can think and contemplate on. So first thing, one, as the sadhakas and as the parents, very important question. So Rishabdev is teaching the spiritual values to his son. Very important that every parent should have such a very valuable discussions with their children. That's what the lesson is, right? Pitana Sasyat. So as a father, Rishabdev has taught the lesson. He is also following his teachings. So we need it is our responsibility that we remind our children. It's not force, but it is an education. Spiritual education is one has to give to the next generations. Otherwise, we are failing in our roles. So everybody's responsibility is reminded here. And we see so many glorious examples. One is Rishabdev teaching here. Throughout scriptures, we see this is ongoing happening. And recent times, when we hear about Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, they are such an exalted personalities, as we know spiritually. But before that, where they were prime minister and the home minister under the Nawab Hussain. So they are in a very materially well situated position. They are earning like so much wealth. They are well settled in their position, they have respect, they have everything materially well situated. But the father, when we see in the history, father of Rupa and Sanatan was so worried about their spiritual life. So imagine what is our situation. What do we ask Krishna? What do we want our children to be? So when we think on those lines, it's not just devotees. In general, people in this Kali Yuga, we always aspire like, my son should become a doctor or a pilot and this and that and well situated so that, yeah, he's settled in this country, this university. Yes, we all have to think about those lines, but that's not the only thing. So this is all important, but at the same time, giving the principles, values, and the spiritual elevation of our children is the main concern. What we are seeing in the father of Rupa and Sanatan, that he was praying desperately. Oh, oh Krishna, please deliver them from this material existence. For the ones who are very happy, well situated materially, yes. So that's a learning, and we also see a story of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. When Mahaprabhu was in the South Indian Yatra, when he was staying with them, Venkata Bhatta, who is the father of Gopal Bhatta. And Gopal Bhatta was a little boy who is so attracted to Mahaprabhu. He just want to be with Mahaprabhu and serve him. And Venkata Bhatta observed this and he's very happy. Oh yes, my child is going in the right direction. So it's unfortunately, it's my observation, I think more not in devotee families, but more outside. When you preach, you see this in Kali Yuga, it's other way around. When children are more taking Krishna consciousness, attending some regular classes, especially youth preaching that happens in India, where I have seen a lot of parents raising concerns. Oh, why are you going to temple every so frequently? What are you learning? What are you doing? They're so worried. In my personal case as well, when we started going to Bhakti Viksha, and even though I'm married and I have a child, families are warning me, were warning me. I was like, oh, don't go too deep. Just go to temple once in a while. Why are you attending all these classes? That is an unfortunate situation if we don't understand the duty of a parent or a duty of a superior. How important for us to think and guide our next generation towards spirituality. So this is what our acharyas are teaching, the lives of acharyas are teaching, and the scriptures are teaching. And in the purport, we have got so many topics that Srila Prabhupada has discussed. We'll try to understand a little bit of that. The first topic that Prabhupada is talking here is Hridayena Jataha. So Prabhupada is explaining how Hridayena means heart. All these children are born from heart. Even though biologically when a son is born, he's not born from the action of aid of the genitals, but the science, the actual, when we go deeper, scriptures are explaining they are born from the heart. That is a state, whatever the state of the heart the parent has at the time of conception. It's not just a biology, it's more than that. We see in Canto 3, this science is explained by Kapila Dev. Kapil Dev explains that this one, how from the heart of the how soul is entered into the womb of a mother. So there it is explained, it is Daiva Netre Karmana Daiva Netra Jantur Deho Papataye. So that means it's not coincidence, it's not just biological, it's not a decision of two people. It's a Daiva Netra. It is a supervision of the Supreme Lord. So he will decide which soul to enter which womb. So it is the direction of the Supreme Lord. It's transcendental. It is as Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita. So it is him. It is spiritual because he is involved. It is his blessings that a womb enters. So it is karmically directed placement by the Supreme Lord, Devanitra. This is very important to understand. That's why it is explained in the scriptures, and Srila Prabhupada mentioned the Garbhadana samskara. So it all has to have samskaras, the process by which the heart becomes pure. And then when the heart is pure, the pure soul enters into the womb. So that's what scriptures explain and recommend strongly, so that the right souls are invited to this in the families. We see not just mere conditioned souls. We see also when Lord Krishna appeared in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, it is explained how he appears. Krishna explains that it is explained that the heart of Vasudeva, Krishna, from the heart of Krishna appears in the heart of the Vasudeva, and from the heart of Vasudeva he is transferred to the heart of Devaki. Then we need to understand the main reason why this is all happening to Devaki and Vasudeva is because their hearts were pure and their hearts had a strong desire to have Krishna as their son. So they have strong desire and they deserve it. So they worked hard for it. So it's all important to understand. When someone asks Srila Prabhupada, what is one thing I need to have to progress in spiritual life, advance in spiritual life quickly? Srila Prabhupada said one answer, desire. So one has to have the desire, and the desire you have to work towards it. And we see in the case of Devaki and Vasudeva, for the few lifetimes they have been working hard, they have performed austerities, and even in the current life, they have lost the 6 children. They were ready to lose all the 6 anarthas. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, everything. Then Krishna entered. So it's not just happens, it happens with a long process. So one has to have the desire. And we see, if we see the latest examples, we see Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur was praying sincerely, oh Lord, give me a son who can take this mission forward of Krishna consciousness, preaching, mission of the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he was having that strong desire, and we see how Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was born and did continue this glorious movement. Like this, we see multiple examples how one should have a clean heart, a strong desire, and the desire comes true. It's not just having about the children or about the producing the children. It's about everything. In fact, we have to do anything that we do with the heart. If we have heart in it, we see the results as well, successful results as well. So the primary duty of all the jivas or the sadhakas, especially taking this Krishna conscious path, is chanting. So we have to do the chanting. We see, we hear, and we feel. I'm not finding the taste in chanting. And His Holiness Bhakti, His Holiness Satchidananda Swami Maharaj explains very well. And as we all know, Maharaj is so glorious in Harinam, the seminars and the festivals. So there he explains, Maharaj explains the art of chanting for us to have the results and realizations, and the taste for chanting is to put our heart in chanting. So this explains when we have our heart, it actually gives the benefits. And Srila Prabhupada says in the purport again, the family of Rishabhadeva should not be compared to ordinary materialistic family. It is quite natural for conditioned souls, for sadhakas, for comparing everything we read to what we experience, right? So we could be thinking, oh, Srila Prabhupada is warning us. We could be thinking, oh, this is just, he wants his son to be a king. And he's saying, everyone follow my son. It's not exactly that. Like we might end up comparing with the politicians who are self-centered, who just want their attached to their positions, and who wants their next generation to continue. It's not that cheap politics that we are reading here. It is transcendental, because Rishabdev is supreme personality of Godhead, and the Bharata is different. The quality why Rishabdev is encouraging or want Bharata to be a king, excuse me, is because he's the best, Mahishaya. So he's the best in devotional service, exalted in devotional service. That is his qualification. That's why he's the best one to become a leader. So that's why it's very important when we are reading scriptures, we should understand the deeper meanings. Otherwise, easily can be misunderstood. When I have an example, we used to hear a lot about Panduranga's stories, Vittala Panduranga, who's in Padalipur, right? So as I was bringing up, I was told this story many times, that how Pundarika, who is a great devotee of Lord, was when Lord Krishna came to his house, and during at this standing at the door, and this Pundarika was massaging the feet of the father and mother. And he said, I don't want to interrupt with my service. Lord, you wait. And he made the Lord wait. And that's where Lord keeps standing and waiting in the position. So waiting position, we see that beautiful form of Vittala for us. So this such a beautiful story was narrated for us. But the lesson that was taught many times is like, see, parents are more important than the Lord himself. Serving parents means serving the Lord. There's nothing wrong in that, but saying that is not the core message there. Their parents are the great Vaishnavas. So when we don't understand from the right source, the things can be misunderstood. And saying that if parents say no to Krishna consciousness, that means you have to listen to parents. That kind of wrong propaganda, wrong teaching goes on. That's what I have been taught as a child. Just obey to the parents. That's it. No matter whether saying right or wrong, but we also have to judge that. So it's very important to understand whole things. Even now, it's not that next Rishabdev said eldest son has to become king. That means whoever is the eldest son, even though he's not qualified, has to become. No, that's not the message here. The message is very important. What qualifications that they are highlighting there to become that position, take that position. So that is Vedic culture. So it's very important. Every time we read, we understand the essence of it. So here he is becoming the king. He is given position of the king. King is not very important thing, because that's why he's warning. So we have to. King is not an ordinary position. Or, for example, in our day-to-day comparison, any ruler is not an ordinary position in Vedic culture. It's not exactly the same again. Ruler means Naradeva, they're representatives of the Supreme Lord. That's why it's so important, rulers to be devotees. That's what Srila Prabhupada says. We'll come to that further. So, because Bharata is a great devotee, now the instruction is given to other 99 sons. You follow, you serve Bharata, right? The word is used, Bhajadam. Yeah, where is that? Yeah, Bhajadvam. So you do the service, you do the devotional service, and to my devotees, so that it pleases me. It is a service to myself. And here again, it's usually misunderstood. Manava Seva, Madhava Seva. That's what is said in Telugu, the language. You serve the human, that's it. That's enough. That is a service to the Supreme Lord. And principle is right. You serve the human, but you serve for their spiritual progress, but not to the temporary adjustment of the condition that they are going through. So give them the best, give them the prasadam, give them the books, give them the knowledge, so that they won't go through the process again and again. So it is, unless we understand the essence, we can be misunderstood. Okay, Madhava Seva, Madhava Seva. This is what I was taught. You help someone who is going through a problem, that's enough. That itself is a service to the God. You don't have to go and serve the God again. So that's how things can be misunderstood if you're not following the instructions of acharyas. That's why Srila Prabhupada. Purports are very important. If you just have a verse, we can interpret in our own imaginative, and we can give our own purports. But Prabhupada's purport teaches us, oh, okay, this was the reason. This was the reason we have to serve. This was the reason Bharata Maharaj was put in a position of a leader. So his brothers are instructed to serve. So as the Srila Prabhupada is quoting in the purport, even in the second verse of this chapter, how Mahat Sevanam, Dwara Mahur Vimuktas. So how this service to the devotees is so important. And this service will open the doors. This is a key to the door of a liberation. So all these 99 sons will be successful by serving one son who is quite advanced. So always that instruction is given. And we see so many success stories like this, who are serving devotees and who are success their life. And a beautiful story, beautiful lesson in Chaitanya Charitamrita, right? In Chaitanya Charitamrita, we see King Prataprudra. He wants to meet Lord, get the darshan and instructions of the Lord, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's a great personality. And Swarup Damodar, who is a very, very close associate of the Lord, is recommending to Lord, King wants to meet. Please come. Please allow him to see you and meet you. Lord rejects him. Lord says, Virakta Sanyasi Amara Raja Darshana Sri Darshana Sama Vishera Bhakshana. Oh no! Lord is saying, no, I don't meet kings who are too materially engrossed, and women as such, because I'm a sannyasi. I can't meet them. And it is drinking like a poison. Mahaprabhu repeatedly says this. He says many times. He rejects meeting Prataprudra, King Prataprudra. But that was externally saying. But when he saw Prataprudra serving devotees coming from Bengal to Jagannath Puri, King Prataprudra was taking care of them, so nicely serving, accommodation, prasadam for the whole 4 months when the devotees were there. He was serving them so menially. So with his humble service attitude, he pleased Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even though he himself said, I will not meet, has changed his mind externally, and that he was pleased with King Prataprudra, and he met him. So that is the effect of service to the great Vaishnavas. It will please the Lord. That is the essence of this verse. It says like, serving the devotee means serving the Lord. This is where the actual Madhava Seva, serving the devotee, or making the people in general devotees, is the greatest service to the Supreme Lord. So Srila Prabhupada is highlighting that here. Very, very important. Very, very important. The last section of this purport, Srila Prabhupada is highlighting how devotees should be ruling it. Vedic culture, this is what it is. Devotees who are qualified were chosen. But unfortunately, in this age of Kali, ignorant people are voting and choosing other ignorant people. So it's chaotic. That's why we see slaughterhouses are celebrated. I was in tears whole last night seeing one of the greatest festival happening here, celebrating the slaughterhouses, celebrating this whole business of meat and dairy industry. It was so painful to see how they're so proud about different types of animals they eat and different exhibitions. So painful, actually, what I've heard yesterday, and it just gave me so much pain. So this is what we are seeing, because if the ignorant people are ruling, who doesn't have knowledge of scriptures, this is what happens. So devotees has to be ruling, and Srila Prabhupada encouraged devotees to preach to leaders. Srila Prabhupada himself did a lot of time, always used to meet local leaders, give them Bhagavad Gita, give them the knowledge, because they are responsible people. As we hear, they are one of the most responsible. They should be the representatives of the God. That's why preaching to the authorities is very, very important. That's what Srila Prabhupada encouraged his devotees to distribute books, which he himself did. Otherwise, what happens? All this Ugra karma is happening around, right? This is the Kali Yuga, Mandabhagya, Manda, first of all, Mandabhagya. Manda, Sumandha, Matayo. We are Manda, Sumanda Matayo, led by another Mandas, and Mandabhagya. We have to see all these unfortunate things happening around us. That's why Srila Prabhupada warns us, yes, we can't control everything, but preaching as much as possible, so that, because people are misguided already. They just think protein comes from some other living being, just by so much torture, so much. That's not the actual thing, but they have to get the proper guidance. That can be happen only through scriptures. So when that happens, the peace will come. That's why leaders are not just economic growth and development, what their agendas are these days. Unfortunately, it should be more than that. It should be spiritual values. It should be more deeper. It should be like that. The responsibility of the leader in Shastras is to make all their dependents go back to God, go back home, back to Godhead. That is one of their major responsibility, rather than building roads. Responsibility, everything is there, but the main reason is the leaders has to make sure the spiritual progress or the spiritual culture is protected, and the teachings are there. So that's why it's very important to have this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Otherwise, that's what Prabhupada mentions here. It's not Srila Prabhupada who's saying, oh no, devotees has to be leaders. It's not that one of us are saying. It is Krishna who is saying himself. He says, Paritrayana sadhuna vinashaya cha dushkrita dharma samsthatpanataya sambhavami yuge yuge. To establish this dharma. Dharma is Krishna's desire. We see in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna wants Yudhishthira to take up the emperor. He wants him to be emperor for the peace of the world, because he is a devotee. Krishna never wants Arjuna to be a devotee, because it's very clear, because it's not that Krishna is partial to his devotees, but it is very important, because devotees understand the peace formula. Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita, the peace formula, the three-pointed peace formula. What Krishna explains is Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasa Sarvaloka Maheshwara Suhridam Sarvabhutana Jnatmamam Shantim Rachita. So the peace formula, devotees know about it. When the devotees know, it will, and the devotees rule in that way as per the instructions of Krishna, everything will be peaceful. That's why Krishna appears and establishes dharma and establishes his devotees to be leaders. So that's why it's beneficial for everyone. And we see time to time this is what happening, and Prabhupada is highlighting this. Without Krishna conscious leaders, what happens? What is happening? We ourselves can see what are the consequences, but having this consciousness and preaching this consciousness as much as possible in our hands is very, very crucial for the peaceful life of our future generations. And the final lesson, that is, we discussed serving the devotees is serving Krishna. So this is the right understanding. Through devotees, when we serve, that means we are serving, we are pleasing Krishna. And we sing every single day, right? Sakshat Haritvena Samasta Shastra. So we see this guru or the spiritual personality, the Vaishnavas is Hari's representatives. So serving them is not Krishna himself, but the representative Hari, who is as good as Hari. When we please or when we serve, then it pleases Krishna more than what we do directly to Krishna. We see in Bhagavad Gita, right? Kaunteya Pratijana, Krishna says, Arjuna, you declare, because he gives so much importance to his devotees. You declare, I will make sure your words are always fulfilled. I can break my promise. As Srila Prabhupada has given the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam class on this verse. I was referring to that, where Srila Prabhupada elaborately explains this whole pastime, how Bhishmadev lifted Bhishmadev and Krishna's beautiful pastime, how this Krishna broke his promise, but he makes sure Arjuna's promises, Bhishmadev promises protected. So that is the beauty of Bhakta Vatsalya of Krishna. So Krishna gives more importance to his devotees. When we serve them with our sincerity, so we will be very, very peaceful. The whole world will be very, very peaceful. That is, there's a lot to discuss in this verse, but these are the crucial points from what I heard from Srila Prabhupada and other discussions on this verse. So just presented. Please, any corrections and comments, please let me know, devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Sumati Devi. Thank you very much, Mataji. Such a beautiful class on this verse. So what we learn is that though we are all serving Krishna, but the best way is to serve through their devotees. And for us, the practical thing is our spiritual master. And we serve the spiritual master. If our spiritual master is not in person, then their one is there. And we follow the instruction of spiritual master. That is serving, actually, the devotees. And Rishabdev asking all his sons to serve Bharat Maharaj because he is a very exalted devotee. So we have to learn that in our material life also, if somebody has been given a particular position and they are serving, the example is in the temples, if some devotee is serving in a temple and he has got some position over there, the management position. So our job is to actually serving that devotee. And it means that trying to cooperate with that devotee. So these instructions of Rishabdev is very, very important in today's society also. About the leaders, if you have got a leader who is Krishna conscious, and we try so much. I remember my Guru Maharaj was always trying to get these people who were in, though they were in, the positions like even Prime Minister. And one day there was a big Italian Bhagavad Gita, I think you remember, and it was from the Delhi, Radha Parthasati temple. So he had one asked Modi, Prime Minister, that would you please come? And he remembered. And when he came, he said, I remember you said that, there is going to inauguration of this book. And he came. So now also, actually, he's trying to introduce Bhagavad Gita in schools. So this is a proposal. So when it comes, that's the way how we can actually help. If we make these politicians and all that Krishna conscious, then there is a possibility. When we had a Rath Yatra this year, Induduman Maharaj was there. And if you look at the video, such a beautiful video, and the member of parliament and 2-3 ladies, they are just dancing. And they were so much happy. They could see that, look at that, So, see, we are Indians, we can sort of preach to Indians and all that. But if a person who is Krishna conscious, and even if they have Western body, they can influence these people over there. So it is an important thing, actually. Actually everybody is a spirit soul. If we are preaching to Indians, we are not doing something wrong. But the thing is that we have to preach to everyone, and we have to get people who can preach them. So having a sannyasis coming to this country, and these people were dancing, in the Rath Yatra. And they were actually talking that they could never see somebody like this coming and telling them about Krishna consciousness. And I think some of them actually took Bhagavad Gita. So that was very good. Thank you very much, Sumati, for the class.
Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, thank you for sharing those success stories. Yes, it's so great when we see His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj with the Prime Minister and all the devotees here in Brisbane preaching, and Maharaj is coming, traveling sannyasi is coming. It's so glorious, yes. It just has to happen intensely and just continue forever. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. If there are no other questions, comments and corrections, we can end the class. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Lord Rishabdev ki jai. Bharat Maharaj ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Agre Sumati Devi Dasi ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Haribol.
Oh, Mataji, how are you?
You're good.
Are you feeling
We
better?
could have your darshan.
Yes.
Yamuna.
Take care of yourself, Mataji. All will be good.